My name is UkkiKai, and a while ago I got this crazy idea of writing letters to myself. Not who am I right now, but who I was like 10 years ago, the younger version of me. And here is letter number 7. Dear Kai, at some point after retirement, you begin to realize that you are standing in front of very big questions. Questions that are no longer theoretical. They are here now, real. And maybe at first you hesitate before letting them fully into your mind. What do I do if no one is watching anymore? If there is no audience, no group, no role that defines me? If no one seems to care what I create? How can I find meaning in anything I do? More and more often you start to wonder, is this it? Was this all there was? And then you arrive at the deepest question of all. Question of meaning itself. In a strange way, nothing has changed, and yet everything has changed. It is time to teach your minds something new. All the rules we lived by for decades no longer apply. And I dare to say, in many ways, this is better. When we retire, we are suddenly given a strange kind of freedom, a freedom of composer, a freedom of writer. We can begin to write our lives in our own words. There is no one force that now defines everything in new way. Time. Time is a curious resource. It makes us feel, it makes us long, it makes us hope. For most of our working lives, we measure time in hours and days. After retirement, we begin to measure it in years. We start counting how many might still be left. This shift changes everything. At first, it feels sad. We suddenly understand that our visit on this planet is limited. And then a frightening thought appears. Maybe our task is already done. Maybe what comes next does not matter. For a creative person like you and me, that thought can feel devastating. Why create if no one is watching? Why make anything if it no longer seems to matter? Something lucky happened to me at that moment. I realized that my creative projects live inside me. They want to come out, whether I allow them or not. One day, I heard someone mention a book called Zen Camera. I bought it. He succeeded taking a camera on walks and photographing whatever your intuition asks you to notice. And so I did. I began photographing things I would never normally photograph. Not because the images were important, but because they released something inside me that needed to exist. Later, when I look at those photos, I began to understand why I had taken them, even though I could not explain it at the moment. That is when I learned something essential. There is a profound difference between creating for others and creating for yourself. Now it is my time to create only for me. There is no financial pressure, there is no deadline, no outcome that needs to be justified. Only freedom. And that freedom is addictive. There is no schedule, no finishing line, only time. For me, one of these creative processes is writing. This very letter. I love the feeling of letting my thoughts with creativity. Let me leave you with one final thought. If I once wondered what the point of photographing is without an audience, I now ask the opposite. What is the meaning of any exhibition anywhere when seen from far enough away? What difference does it truly make that Andy Warhol once had an exhibition in New York in the 1980s? In the end, none at all. And yet, it mattered deeply to him. That is why I believe this. Create for yourself. It brings freedom. It brings joy. It removes fear, stress, and expectation. Its meaning is not in what reminds, but in how it feels while you are alive. And that is more than enough. Sincerely, from the shores of Lake Saimaa, UkkiKai.